printer has one of these paper bars, and when you go to load the paper, you're going to want to make sure that you slide it in and make sure it hits evenly with the black piece. And then the other part is this blue piece, and you'll just pull this off the O-ring, put it in, make sure it's secured all the way in the unlocked position. Once you see that everything's loaded nice and tight, lock the paper in. You want to tell the printer that we're loading paper. Scroll up to paper load. There is an instructional here, but we're going to take care of that with the video. Load roll. It wants us to open the window, and the printer does a good job of telling you what it wants. It tells us to lift blue lever. Lock that in, and then feed the paper through the roller. Again, it's important that the paper flows over the top rather than the bottom. I recommend you pull this out and give yourself about a meter. And then as evenly as possible, paper over the top of this roller, and evenly push the paper into the printer, and it will appear over the top. Okay, come around here, Dino. What is important is that you align the paper with this edge. That's when you know that the paper is loaded properly and evenly. Once you believe that you have the paper properly aligned to that edge, you lower the blue lever, and this will lock it into place. Once that's done, the printer will tell you that it wants you to wind this access as much as possible. It wants it to be somewhat tight. Not too tight, but just tight enough so there isn't any loose paper hanging. Once you feel that that is done, close the window. And then the printer will calibrate to make sure it is evenly loaded. If it isn't, it's going to complain and ask us to do it again. So this black end has a gear. And if you notice, there is a gear inside the printer, and those two need to align. And we also want to make sure that you load the paper in a way that the top of the paper is water falling off. We don't want the paper to pull from the bottom, we want to pull from the top. Put it in, let it snap.
Today we're going to replace the print heads on this poster printer. So first of all, we'll select the ink menu, press OK, and choose Replace Print Heads. Now we'll open the window to access the print heads. Unlatch and lift the print head cover, and remove the print heads that need replacement by lifting up on this blue tab and pulling straight up.
Everything.
If ink is present on the electrical contacts, use a key clean wipe to clean them.
I gotta go. Are you clocking out now or are you here? You on this computer here? Yeah.
Note the ink. Dry the contacts with compressed air. Now you can reinstall the new printhead.
Okay, in this demonstration we used an old roll, and what's cool about this printer type is if we were to offer a different style of paper than the current paper, which is a universal bond paper, you can tell the printer that you want to remove paper, and the printer will create a barcode and scan it, and what that does is it tells the printer how many feet of paper are actually left on this specific roll before you put in a new one. One thing that is very important is when you load new paper, you need to tell the printer what type of paper you're loading. And always, 100% of the time in our environment, it's going to be HP Universal Bond paper. That's the paper that we use, and that's the paper that you want to tell the printer that you've loaded. And the rolls will all be 100 feet long. The printer isn't smart enough to know how much paper it has based on the weight of the spool. The printer just knows in the initial load that there's 100 feet and then just subtracts based on the volume of printing that is done.